Okay, I'm gonna leave you back here and we're going to disclose, and I'm just gonna paint a little coloring on your teeth here, and it's gonna show us the plaque on your teeth. And then I'll sit you back up and I'll explain it after that. Go ahead, open for me. Okay, I'm gonna put some water in your mouth and then we switch. There we go. All right, I'm gonna sit you up here. All right, so I'm gonna show you the mirror here. So the little paint that I painted on your teeth, the disclosing solution, it gets on your plaque. So the pink color is newer plaque that's attached to your teeth, and then the darker purple color is older plaque. So, and what plaque is biofilm, which is a community of bacteria that live in our mouth and are attached to our teeth. And when we don't brush and floss regularly, they can attach to our teeth. And when they do that, over time, they kind of grow on layers on each other, and they can harden and they can become calculus. But the biofilm and the calculus, when they're on our teeth, they can start to break down our teeth, and they can cause cavities. And then when they're on our tissue, they can break down our tissue and cause inflammation. So when the bacteria is underneath our gum tissue and it causes inflammation, the first sign that sets off a red flag for us is bleeding. So I have your perio chart pulled up here, and you see all these red dots right here? Mm-hmm. Those are called bleeding points. So when I was measuring your gums, they had a little bit of bleeding, and that's the first sign of disease. It lets us know that they're inflamed. And we know that inflammation in your mouth has a direct, it can affect the rest of your body. So there's been a lot of studies that show the bacteria in your mouth have been found in heart and the rest of our body. And you have high blood pressure. So with your high blood pressure, there's been proven that if you reduce the inflammation in your mouth, you can reduce your high blood pressure. Your inflammation and the bacteria doesn't cause the high blood pressure, but it can affect your high blood pressure. Okay? And then also looking at your medical history. I see the medication that you're taking for your high blood pressure. One of the symptoms is dry mouth. Mm-hmm. So with dry mouth, that just provides a really great environment for the biofilm in your mouth to grow and multiply. So when your mouth is dry, it's easier for them to build on top of each other. So some things that you can do is drink more water. And I see that you, from your habits, that you like to drink soda.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Pepper.
So soda has a lot of sugar in it. And the biofilm and the bacteria, they eat the sugar in our mouth and they produce acids. And that's another thing that can kind of break down our teeth and our tissue, the acids that are formed from the sugar. And then that, along with the dry mouth, just creates a great environment, and it can harm us more. But what you can do for that is drink more water, and then when you're drinking your soda, just make sure you're not kind of sipping on it all day. Drink it faster, and then maybe drink some water afterwards. And then also, there's a natural sugar called xylitol, and there are mints and gum that are made with xylitol in it, and that naturally stimulates the saliva in your mouth.
Oh, okay.
So that'll keep your mouth moist, so it'll be harder for that biofilm to collect on your teeth. Okay? And I'll show you on your x-ray. if you look on your x-rays, another thing that biofilm does is when it gets underneath your tissue, we have bone that support our teeth in our mouth.
Mhm.
So when the biofilm gets underneath our tissues, if it's not removed and it collects over time, it can start to eat away at the bone that support our teeth. So once the bone is removed, it's irreversible. So luckily, based on your x-rays, I don't see any bone loss, which is good. It looks like you just have some gingivitis. So the readings that I took from your perio when I was measuring your gums, you had a couple of 4s. So 1 to 3 is healthy, and that's what we like to see. And anything above a 3 is a little concerning. But like I said, based on your x-rays, I didn't see any bone loss. So that's good.
Okay.
Okay, and what I can do is I can show you some toothbrushing techniques and some flossing techniques to help reduce the plaque that was on your teeth.
I just have a question.
Mhm.
I noticed you were putting things on like a tooth chart.
Mhm.
Did I have any cavities on my tooth?
Yeah, I can show you. You did, and you have some older restorations on some of your back teeth, and then it looks like
Yeah, that chart.
yeah, that one, and then it looks like you have a little, maybe a cavity forming on one of your back teeth on that right side, so maybe you're not brushing as well on that side.
Okay.
So yeah, so how often are you brushing and flossing your teeth?
I only brush at night,
Only at
usually.
night?
Yeah, and I don't floss very often.
Okay, well, at least you're brushing at night. What I would like for you to do, and what will help reduce the biofilm in your mouth, is brushing twice a day and flossing at least once a day. So I have a toothbrush here. Do you want to show me how you brush your teeth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that looks good. Now I can show you a different way that really gets those hard to reach areas. Okay, so what I like to do is I just like to take the toothbrush and I kind of point it towards the gum tissue, and I'll just do little vibratory strokes, about 10 for each tooth. And then I'll just kind of move the brush down like that, and that gets the interproximal surfaces really good. And I like to do it in a sequence. So we should brush our teeth for about 2 minutes, twice a day. And I always like to start at my top right, kind of on my cheek side, and I'll do those 10 vibratory strokes with the little swoosh. And then I kind of move to my front tooth. And then I like to do the same thing on the tongue side, same sequence with the 10 vibratory strokes. And then I'll go to my bottom right and do the same thing. So I'll show you on the bottom. You can do the same thing, just little vibratory strokes, and then swoosh up towards the roof of your mouth because you want to get the top of your teeth there, okay? And same thing, and I do the tongue side because you want to get all the surfaces. And then for your front teeth, it's a little bit different. So on your cheek side, I just kind of do the same thing. Little vibratory strokes and then swoosh down. But then it's a little different on your tongue side. You kind of want to angle the toothbrush like this. And just make sure you're getting each tooth equally. Okay, do you want to try for me?
Yeah.
Good. Perfect. You want to try upper tooth? Nice. Very good. Okay, perfect. And so flossing, do you want to show me how you floss your teeth?
Like this.
Yeah, so that's good. What we can do, what's a really good way, how I like to floss my teeth is, you don't want to snap the floss in and out and kind of be too abrasive because that might traumatize your gums. And our teeth they're round and they have curvatures to them. So if you just gently move the floss in between them, and you want to wrap the floss around your tooth like this, and it's called C-shaped flossing. So you're just kind of wrapping the tooth around each side of the, or wrapping the floss around each side of the tooth, and you're just kind of going up and down to remove the biofilm that's underneath your gums there. And you can see when I disclosed with that little color, it's a little bit darker in between your teeth.
Mhm.
So this will help to lighten that load by flossing daily. So I'll show you. I'm just going to do a tooth right here, so you just gently go down, and then a little C-floss. Can you feel how I'm kind of wrapping it around each tooth, the front and the back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. All right, you want to show me?
Yeah.
Very nice. Perfect. Yeah. That looks great. So yeah, so just making sure that you brush twice a day, maybe once in the morning, once at night. I know you already do it at nighttime, so maybe just adding it to your morning routine. And flossing at least once a day. Maybe at nighttime you have more time, so you can just do that. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, Marsha.
I hope I recorded. Did it not record it?
I didn't want to stop because I was on a roll. Okay, we're good.